video? Sorry.
Oh yeah, video. No. All right. So here with Bob Boughner. Bob, just I guess, what's it like to come back to Nashville?
Very cool. I think I want to thank the organization for how classy they've been and the hospitality they've shown us to bring us back. Original Predators. I think it's special. It was a special building for memories for me. I mean, we were on the first team, and I've said it all day. It's not only I still remember not just being a hockey player here, but trying to sell the game and promote the team and build that relationship with the city. I'd never experienced an NHL hockey before, so I still have a lot of great memories of that.
So what's changed in the city that you noticed right off the bat?
I mean, obviously the infrastructure, there's more hotels and condos and all that kind of stuff downtown, but coming into the arena, it's just you can see really wasn't that corporate back then. It was just a lot of locals coming together and watching hockey. Now you can see the sponsorships and the different revenue streams, and obviously everything's just new. I mean, compared to what it was back then.
So now going to your career now, obviously with the Windsor Spitfires, had some successful seasons there. Go ahead and talking about Josh Ho-Sang, making that transition there. He's been really talked about going the first round. What are your comments on Josh Ho-Sang?
Josh Ho-Sang's probably one of the most skilled players, if not the most skilled player I've ever had come through our doors. And and I try to talk to him about making people around him better. He's going to be a good hockey player. We still try and teach those guys the fundamentals of the game. They've been the best the whole time growing up, and they want to do everything themselves. And he's learning. He's getting a lot better at that. And I use examples of a guy like Ryan Ellis here and Taylor Hall and Edmonton, guys I've had that were really, really talented, but they had to learn to play within a team, play within structure, and that's what we're trying to teach Josh.
And speaking of Ryan Ellis, that you bring him up, he's had some really good games here lately. Yeah. Nashville finally coming into his own because he's not thinking, is what Coach Trotz has said. Is that kind of what you noticed in Windsor too, when you just play his game? He's
a guy that when he's in the zone there, it's there was no one better in junior. I think he's I know I'm a little bit biased. I think he's probably one of the best junior defensemen ever come through the doors of on any team. But I knew it was going to just take some time here, and when he got his confidence and he figured it out, I think he's going to be a fantastic player for Nashville, and he's going to be an NHLer for a long time. He's one of the smartest hockey players I've ever had.
Now going back to some of the prospects, some ones that have already been drafted now, Brady, Vail, obviously Montreal. What are your thoughts on Brady, Vail, and how he's developing?
He's having a great season for us, and he's still fighting for a contract, and it's tough because he's one of our best players in junior. And I know they have a different idea of him, what kind of a pro they want him to be, and they're right. Third, fourth line guy, kill penalties, and be a shutdown guy, and it's tough to do that when you're playing 30 minutes a night and you're relied upon offense in junior, and it's a fine line. But he's coming, and he's been our best player for a long time, and I hope he does sign because he deserves it.
Now Slater, Koekkoek with Tampa Bay, how was his development?
Amazing. I mean, he always had the natural ability and the skating and everything, and we've instituted a lot of structure in his game, and instilled a lot of confidence in him. And in Windsor, we made sure he didn't have to take the puck and go coast to coast every time. It was defense first, and that's how he's going to be a good NHLer. I think Tampa's pretty happy with his development.
Now, obviously, as we're going towards the end of the season, it seems to be a tight race, especially going into playoffs. What are your thoughts now, just while Windsor's performing now, going into the tight race?
We came out of a losing streak there last week, or this past weekend, and we're the 5th youngest team in the Ontario Hockey League, and we're sitting around 6th, 7th overall. So I'm happy with the development, and the young guys are starting to play. We're in a tough conference in the West, and at the deadline we sold a little bit instead of ads. So, but you know what? I always tell these guys, funny things can happen in the playoffs, and we're going to face our first round opponent. It's going to be a tough series, and but as long as we're peaking at the right time, and we should be fine.